remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me.
If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys, so make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos.
Alright, we'll be getting started in about 2 minutes, y'all. Please make sure that you go ahead and that you hit the like button as you come into the chat. Show some love, comment, say hey, say hey, say hey. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Share this video out if you care. Y'all see it.
Don't forget to order your custom Be-Stoke styling merch. That's right, we have merch. Just click the link down below in the description box and order your Be-Stoke styling merch today.
Did y'all enjoy tonight's episode? Let me know down in the chat. We're gonna be getting started in 10, 8, 7, 6. Uh-oh, it's almost party time. Hey, welcome back to my channel. And tonight we are talking about love and Marriage Huntsville. Just got done watching the episode, you guys. That's why I'm on here a little bit late. So thank you all for joining me for this late live. As you enter, please don't forget to like the video. Okay, that is very important to get those analytics up, you know. The algorithm over here on the YouTube helped me out on the YouTube. Did y'all enjoy tonight's episode? I have a few poll questions that I'm going to be posing for you all. So make sure that you are active in the chat so that you can answer these poll questions that I have. I want to hear you all's thoughts on tonight's on some of the discussion that we're gonna have tonight. All right, let's go ahead and jump right on in because I won't be before you long. We start the episode off where it ended last week with Tisha at the therapy session with Dr. Francis. And at the end of last week, we saw Dr. Francis say that, in order to defend Marceau, you have to know that what he's saying is true. How do you know that what he's saying is true? Tisha says that she's a smart woman. She does her research. And then she asked him and looks him dead in his eyes. And she can believe from there. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna turn my camera off for 2 seconds. Give me 1 second. She says that, yeah, so she's a smart woman. She can look him in the eyes and she can tell. What do y'all think about that? Because there have been a lot of rumors and things out and about Marceau in particular. And even though she's saying that she trusts him, the way that she's moving and responding to him is not seeming that that is actually true. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. So then she continues on and says that Marceau, when she first got with Marceau, she was way more independent. And since being with him, he wants her to be more interdependent. I like how she said that. I found that interesting. I don't know if y'all caught that. She didn't say that Marceau wanted her to be dependent on him. Excuse me. She said that he wanted her to be more interdependent on him. Now, what is the difference between dependent and interdependent? Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm drinking this water, burping. So I like that she said interdependence, because interdependence is actually healthy. However, what she's describing when pertaining to Marceau is not wanting to be interdependent, it's wanting to be dependent on him. And so Dr. Francis says that by making Tisha dependent on Marceau is able to get some relief in his fears of her leaving. Now, I need y'all to understand the difference between dependent. Interdependence is the dependence of two or more people on each other. So she's saying that by saying interdependent, she's trying to say that they're supposed to lean on each other. But in the dynamic that we're seeing between Tisha and Marceau, it does not seem to be that way. It does not seem to be that Marceau leans on Tisha for any help or any help in any way, whether it's of course financially or emotionally or spiritual. You get what I'm saying? So while I think that interdependence within a relationship should be the goal, I don't think that that's what's actually being reflected in this relationship as we've seen on the show so far. Y'all tell me what you thought about that. But I thought that was a very interesting little caveat that she put. And if you ain't pay attention, it would have slipped past you. So then Tisha talks about how she's been wrapped up in the role of being a wife and being a mother. And Dr. Francis says that she has been looking for validation in this role of wife and mom, but what is it? Where is she? And she needs to be able to validate herself. So this is where our first poll question is coming from. I'm asking you all to answer down in the chat box. Is it important to maintain an identity outside of being a mom and a wife? We're going to talk about that a little bit more once we get to the scene with Tisha and Marceau. All right. So the next thing we get are the Holtz meeting with the children. You know, they got some homework from their, divorce coach, their co-parent coach. They got some homework. And so they're basically there to talk to the kids and try to help kind of ease the transition to them living from a, nuclear family to now two separate households. And so they have these little cards, and the cards allow each of the children to pull a card and ask the question. They have to answer the question. So the first question that little Martell pulls is, what's something that they would like to see happen differently? And he says that basically he wants them back together. And he says, if y'all were back together, then I wouldn't be crying as much. And that just hurt my poor little heart. I was like, oh, that baby. You could just tell that this divorce has definitely been stressful on them. They kept, as the questions kept getting asked, the consensus between the children really was that they want their family back together, which we could kind of expect for children to want. They don't want their parents to be in a divorce. They don't want to have to split time between this parent and that parent. They want to do outings together as a family. They want to live under the same roof. And Martell Jr. said something about, maybe if y'all started or one of them, I think it was Martell Jr., but one of the children said something like, maybe if y'all start talking more and talking on the phone more, then maybe y'all will get back together and then y'all will get remarried. And Melody was like, well, where did you get that from? He was like, I just be thinking stuff. Because that's ultimately what the kids want. This scene really broke my heart because it's just showed the innocence of the children, even though we as the audience are able to see the toxicity between the Holts and how they handle each other. The children just see the purity of wanting their family. And it's sad that, in all honesty, at this point, it doesn't look like that is going to happen for them. That's just not going to be feasible. Um, it was just a really sad scene to me. Like just looking at it, because they're the children are looking at it with such hope, and you could tell when little Martell said that he just wanted them to get back together and get remarried, that Melody got aggravated, she kind of got, I'll say aggravated. I don't want to say upset, but you could tell that she kind of got aggravated by that, because that's a narrative, that's a something that people have been saying a lot, even on the internet, even amongst friend groups. We've seen Kimmy say it, we've seen Wanda say it, we've seen people say it online. Eventually they might get back together, and I think that Melody, if nothing else, is digging her feet down in it, like, absolutely not. Don't let nobody tell you that. Don't let nobody get you confused, because baby, that's not gonna happen. And I don't want that to happen for her, because as we see when they interact, honey, it is just toxic. They asked there was a question they asked about, Mariah asks about something, the older daughter, and she says that basically she doesn't want any step parents. And so Melody tried to ease that. She was like, well, let's not think of them as step parents. What if you got bonus parents? And bonus parents are good because they can give you extra love, or they can possibly say yes when mommy and daddy want to say no, and things like that. And I just think, like Martell said, it's a little early to talk about any of that. However, the reality of the situation is that eventually there will be, another person that will be around these children in a step parent capacity, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Even like how do you explain Arion's position to these children? You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is your new brother, and this is this is who this, you get what I'm saying? It's a very it's a very layered conversation to have with children at this age, especially when all they really want is just to see their parents back together. And they asked if either one of them had like a secret crush. And I don't know what happened, if I just missed it. I know Martell said that he did, but I missed if he said who it was. I'm assuming he's talking about Melody. I don't know. I don't know if I missed that. If you saw it, make sure you drop that down in the comments or in the chat, because I missed that part. I don't know what happened. Anyway, moving on, we see the Scotts, and by the Scotts, I mean Tisha and Marceau. Tisha pulls up to the office and asks Marceau, what is he got going on? And he lets Tisha know that some work has been done on Scott Manor. Y'all know we've been waiting on Scott Manor to get some kind of leeway going, and he's decided that he needs to find another architect other than Uncle Mike, because things just are not moving along with Uncle Mike. So then he goes and he asks another architect about if there's a way to change or whatever, and to work with this other architect is going to be a couple $100,000 additional dollars in order to move forward with it. So then he ends up going back to Uncle Mike. He says that Uncle Mike's chief architect reached out to him and said they wanted another chance. Nah, you went back to Uncle Mike because you was like, the last thing the last thing that we can do after we done had this property for this long is turn around and put more money into it. You get what I'm saying? I see you, Martell. We knew you wasn't getting rid of Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike was probably giving you a family discount to begin with. But anyway, so after they discussed Scott Manor, of course, they began to discuss the Destiny race, which is coming up. And so the Destiny race is a annual race that the Scotts put on, where I guess you create a goal, and the purpose of it is you working towards that goal. You do this 5K and you're running towards whatever goal it is that you set at the beginning of the race. All proceeds go through their foundation so that they can help other local small Black-owned businesses in the Huntsville area. So a nice community charity event. Great, cute. So Tisha says that she sent a group text out to the women to ask them if they were going to participate in looking for sponsorships for the race. And the only people that responded was Destiny and Melody. Melody said that she would sponsor. Destiny said that, of course, she would run and everything like that. So now Tisha feels a way that she did not get a response from Kimmy, but we're going to get to that a little bit later down in the episode. Then the conversation gets on how the Scotts are disconnected. Marceau says that, he's just been feeling disconnected. And Tisha says, what, are you disconnected from life? Are you disconnected from me? And they discuss how their marriage has been in the strain with all the work. And then you had the Rona happen. And so he's just not been feeling 100%. And Tisha says, I completely understand. I've been feeling the same way. And they end up actually having a conversation. This is the first time that it seems that they are actually having a genuine conversation about how each of them are feeling mentally. And this is and it's not within a group. Surprise, surprise, because we know that it seems like the only time Marceau wants to talk to his wife is if it's in a group amongst everybody else versus just talking to her and letting her be his confidant. So because they began to talk about this conversation of being disconnected, Tisha ends up bringing up the session that she had with Dr. Francis. Now, before I get into that, I'm going to say that I said it in my last review, I think it was, that the worst thing for Marceau is for Tisha to go to therapy and start to find her own voice. That's the worst thing that can happen for Marceau. And we're starting to see right here why I'm going to tell y'all why I feel that way, and we're going to see it in this interaction. But also, when you are in therapy and if Marceau decided that he did not want to go to therapy with you and do couples therapy with you, Tisha, don't go back to Marceau and give him the play-by-play and the blow-by-blow of everything that you talked about in your therapy session with your therapist, because he's not going to, number one, he's not going to understand context of it. And number two, some things are just for you. Some things are just going to be your revelation. And it's not for him to understand. And if he were able to diagnose and understand it, then you could talk to just him and not have to talk to a therapist. You feels me? Okay. So she says that she goes in and begins to talk about the therapy session and how she said, well, Dr. Francis thinks that, I'm dependent on you, and he thinks that I've just kind of lost myself in being a wife and a mom. And the thing about therapy is that the therapist, and this is just a general rule of thumb, is that the therapist is not telling you or guiding you in any way. A lot of times in therapy, they are just posing the questions for you to decide. They're just posing the questions for you to decide on your own. It's not for them to guide you in any kind of way. So that's why it can also seem skewed when you run back and you tell your partner what was talked about in your therapy session. because it's you project how you were feeling in that moment to your partner. Y'all get what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to run back and relay the message. And then it seems like when Tisha's relaying the message, it seems like this is all just Dr. Francis's thoughts, as if you weren't also kind of feeling the same way, or these weren't revelations for you. And it kind of brings that doubt that we see when Tisha talks to Marceau. It's like she talks to him in an effort to like in a tiptoe way so that she can feel how he feels about it and then agree with him. Y'all get what I'm saying? But anyway, she says that she's just trying to figure out who she is besides a mom and a wife. And Marceau says, well, how about you're a good wife, and you're a great mom, and you're a daughter, and you're an aunt, and you're this, and you're an entrepreneur, and you have a ton of other things that describe you. Why all those things make you up into who you are. And he just thinks that therapy shouldn't leave you more confused than when you went in. And Marceau, one thing you got to give Marceau is that he is a silver-tongued little devil, ain't he? If you can't say nothing else about Marceau, you can say that Marceau was a slit-tongued little devil, all right? It was wow. Let me say this. Wow, what he said sounded good. There were a few things that to me seemed a bit manipulative. Number one, you notice how he said, oh, you're a good wife, you're a great mother. I ain't a great wife and a great mother. I can't be great at both of them. All right, so that already lets me know that's just me, because I'm just reading into things. But that's just me. That's letting me know that you feel a bit dissatisfied. Okay. And therapy is not about leaving you more confused than when you go in. It's about revealing some things that or opening your eyes to some things that maybe you have not seen before, that you repress, or that you aren't always the most comfortable expressing. And it's about doing the shadow work. A lot of people talk about shadow work, and it that ain't got nothing to do with religion or spirituality. That has to do with doing the work within yourself to find some things that are hard to deal with, those things that you try to hide. That's why it's a shadow work. Those things that you kind of hide in the dark, and shining light onto them and working through them. And sometimes by doing that, you might have moments of confusion. You might have moments where you have to figure out, how your stance on something. And that's perfectly okay, because if you don't have an understanding of it, then how can you move forward? So I don't agree with him saying that therapy shouldn't, at the end, yes, you should not be more confused than when you started therapy. But therapy is not a one session fix all, end all, be all. Therapy is a process. It's a plan. It's a treatment plan. Just like when you go to the doctor and you have some type of ailment, they create a treatment plan. It's the same thing. So you might end up in the first few sessions being raw, being confused about some things, being, questioning some things. But by the end of your therapy plan, then you should have some clarity. Y'all make sure y'all answer the poll down in the chat. I'm finna close it out. Is it important to maintain an identity outside of being a mom and wife? And when Tisha was saying that she wanted to make sure that she had an identity outside of that, and Marceau said that she doesn't, I think that it is important to maintain an identity besides being a mom and wife. And this is why. While you will always be once you're a mom, you're always gonna be a mom. Hopefully, if you're a wife, you'll always be a wife. Okay, that's great. However, before you were a mom and before you were a wife, you were who you were. And so you have to have a sense of self. A lot of times when you have children, when you get married, you do get so wrapped up in those roles that you forget the things that just make you happy. And it's not about, I think they posed a question in the last episode about if Tisha is living the life that she imagined that she would live. And it's not necessarily that, but it's about, even if you're not living the life that you imagined you live, because most of us are not. Most of us are not going to be living the life that we thought we were going to live when we were 10 years old. You know, things change, you adapt, but at the core, are you happy? Are you satisfied with where you are? Are you fulfilled in what you're doing? And if not, what is lacking so that you what's lacking so that you would be able to be fulfilled? The role of mom is not going to fulfill you as a woman. It's not. The things that you need as a woman, the role of mom is not going to fulfill. So you have to have something outside of that, right? The role is wife. So the role as wife is not going to fulfill you. Hey, thick girl, the role of wife may not fulfill you of the things that you need as B. You get what I'm saying? For instance, I'll just give an example for me. I am a performer. I am a dancer. I am that is something that feeds my soul. I'm a dancer. That feeds my soul. There is no part of being a mom and wife that's going to feed my soul as a performer and as a dancer. You get what I'm saying? So that is me having an identity outside of that. When your child grows up and goes and creates their own life, if for whatever reason your husband, your spouse, I'm not even gonna say divorces you. If you end up being a widow, then what do you have? Who are you? You get what I'm saying? You have to be able to maintain an identity outside of that. And so by Marceau kind of belittling the importance of her understanding her own self and her own strength, it just adds to the narrative of him wanting her to be dependent on him. That's what I think. I'm looking in the poll, and 75% of you do believe that it is important to maintain an identity outside of being just a mom and being a wife. And for all the reasons that I just explained, you can understand why I am on that side of the 75%. It is definitely important. Then they began to talk about, Marceau and the cheating rumors and the things like that, because we have to keep bringing that up. And we bring it up because no matter how much Tisha says that she believes Marceau and that she is on his side, no matter how much she tries to say that, there is still a part of her that is scared, that believes something is amiss, and her constantly bringing it up is an effort for Marceau to just dead it on camera in front of the world, and he just refuses to do so in the way that she wants. I'll say it like that, in the way that she wants. Marceau says he's always seen as a liar when it comes to social media, that people have asked about a DNA test and they ain't even seen no baby. And so he's over trying to defend himself, whether he's lying or telling the truth. Either way it goes, his story isn't changing. And it's comments like that is why I always say Marceau is a troll, because he knows what he's doing. Tisha said it in the episode that Marceau is petty. Marceau is a petty troll when it comes to the audience. He knows what to say because he is so silver-tongued. Like I said, because he is so silver-tongued, he knows what to say in order to invoke some type of reaction amongst the audience. So just him saying, whether I'm lying or telling the truth, my story isn't changing. That's him trying to mess with folks. Like, it is what it is. I'm not giving Marceau the time of day. At this point, if there's a baby to be seen, like he said, if there's a baby to be seen, he deserves his credit because it ain't came out yet. I'm waiting to see that baby come up and come out and about. Until then, I'm not fooling up with Marceau no more. Do I believe that Marceau has been 100% faithful in his marriage to Tisha? This is just me talking. Hold on. This is just me talking. Do I believe that Marceau has been 100% faithful in his marriage to Tisha? No, I do not. I'm sorry, I don't. Do I feel like he's cheating at this moment? I do not. I think that Marceau probably got all his ducks in a row before he got on the show so that he wouldn't be out here like Martell. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, if we can't find no proof, no concrete evidence, I'm done talking about him and his cheating, non-cheating ways. I just went ahead and put the new poll question in the chat. Y'all feel free to answer that. Thick Girl says, child, Dr. Francis undoing all the years of training Marceau has did with poor little Tink Tisha, and he don't like it. I agree that there's going to be some unlearning done when it comes to Tisha and doing these therapy sessions. That's why Marceau is going to put a kaput on these therapy sessions. Tisha might be able to go to 2 more. If she makes it to 2 more therapy sessions, I will be surprised. I'm not going to lie to you. If she's only sets for him, she's basically nothing because he can get sets from anywhere. And this is the first time in who knows how long that we've seen them have even a more non-surface conversation or non-business conversation, a conversation about actual emotions where Marceau gave a little bit more than he normally does. And like I said, outside of the group dynamic. The next scene we get is the Whitlows anniversary. But before we get to that, I want to remind you all, if you are in here, to like the video. And I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsor.
Remember, shout to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me.
If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys, so make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos.
All right, we're going to get to this last scene. Hey, Shantae Stokes. Hey, Mom. And we got Thick Girl, and Thick Girl says, hold on, let me put the allegedly sign up as I read it. Because, even if you ain't on the screen, I got one for you. Marceau isn't going to flat out deny these baby rumors because if he does, if he does have children out there, he's not going to ruffle the mother's feathers. Well, I just think that is part of the problem when it comes to Marceau. That's why I'm not feeding it to him anymore because I know he's a troll and he purposely does not deny anything just to mess with us as the viewers at this point. At this point, I am convinced. I'm not going to feed into it anymore. All right, so we talking about the Whitlows, all right? They are celebrating 1 year of marital bliss, and they are doing it where they got married on the baseball field. They invited everyone to come, and they're going to have a little celebratory game. We have the Scotts 1.0 and 2.0 versus the Hitters is what Martell called them, which is Martell, Melody, and the Whitlows. They had a nice little game out there. I don't know who won. I don't care. Let's go ahead and get to after the game. Everybody goes to sit down and talk. Destiny ends up coming eventually. She says baseball, softball, whatever. That ain't necessarily her sport. So she wasn't going to be there on time, but she did make it. And we see that Destiny and what's her name? Tiffany? Is that her name? The Whitlow. They actually got along this episode. They have turned the leaf. They are moving forward. They are the only people who said that they're going to move forward that are actually moving forward. Shout out to Misha. So as they get to the back and they're talking. Somebody brings up how Martell, what did they say? Tiffany, actually, it started with Tiffany. Now that I think about it, Tiffany made some kind of comment that was a slight little dig to Martell about the marriage, and this was like shots fired, because Tiffany always makes some type of little random remark that gets things started. She know what she doing when she came on this show. She know what she be doing. All right. So that prompts Martell, because Martell ain't gonna let never nothing go. That prompts Martell into talking about how he was the one that asked for a divorce, and he doesn't like how because okay, so Tiffany made the comment about Martell, and I think it was about him over there looking crazy and looking sad. So then Melody says that, well, our anniversary was July 19th. So I'm assuming that it's like right around whenever their anniversary was. I'm just going to assume that it was, within a week or so of this event that they're having. And so maybe, he you can tell that he's just feeling some type of way about that. Melody says, I can see it all in his face. Kimmy says, well, the first few anniversaries are going to be a little rocky. Feelings are still kind of new, kind of fresh or whatever. So I can understand that. So them making Martell seem like the hurt puppy dog then makes him want to prove that he is this strong guy who's not hurt by this divorce, and says that he was the one that wanted the divorce from Melody. Let's stop here for a second, because I instantly got aggravated, instantly got annoyed. I'm sitting up here like, why are we discussing who wanted a divorce? Who wanted a divorce? Who initiated why is this a conversation at these people's anniversary parties? Why is this the conversation? So, of course, when he says that he was the one that wanted the divorce, now Melody and Destiny are like, oh my God, what? You the one that said, you the one that didn't want a divorce. I'm the one that filed for a divorce. And so before it even starts to really get started, Lewis says, as a man, it doesn't matter what went down. Lewis tried to shut it down before it even went left. We okay with Lewis. Every episode, I'm starting to be a little bit more okay with Lewis. I still don't like Tiffany, but I'm starting to be a little bit more okay with Lewis. Lewis says, as a man, it doesn't matter who filed what for divorce. But Martell, I don't want to say Martell ain't a man. I don't want to say it, because he won't let it go. He won't let it go. This was Lewis telling him, just be the bigger man. It don't matter who filed for the divorce. Well, I was like Kanye. I wanted the divorce, but I wanted to give her the chance to save face. And then she went on social media. Here we go with social media. She went on social media and made it seem like she was the one that filed for divorce. And Melody goes on to talk about how, of course, I filed for divorce, Martell. Just because you said you might have wanted a divorce in the argument, I mean, you wasn't ever gonna really do it. And And I'm just sitting here like, why are we going over the divorce, the Holtz divorce again, and who filed and why? It does not matter. At this moment, y'all are divorced. Y'all are divorced. Who cares who filed? Who cares who initiated? Yes, we know Martell is a liar who said back in season 1 that he would initiate it. And we know doggone well that Martell would never have initiated a divorce. You want to know why Martell would never have initiated a divorce? Because he was happy with the status quo. He wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. And as long as Melody was going to allow him to sit up here and dip his dong over in Arion's place and then come home, he was going to continue to do that. It took for Melody to leave the relationship for them to actually get a divorce. If you wanted a divorce, you would have got a divorce in year 1 of your affair, in year 2 of your affair, in year 3 of your affair, in year 4 of your affair. I can still go on, because that's how long the affair went on. You get what I'm saying? But why are we talking about this at these people's anniversary party. Y'all aggravate my soul. I would not invite the two of them to not narrate nothing together because y'all make everything about you. It's not about you, Holtz. It's not about you. Oh, they aggravated me so doggone bad. They aggravated me so bad during this scene. And what's her name? Tiffany gonna say, are we really doing this during another celebration of love? So that makes 2 anniversaries in a row that y'all done ruined for somebody. Maurice and Kimmy, y'all better not invite them to your anniversary party because they gonna make it about them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I liked Lewis trying to shut it down. He's like, as a man, it don't matter. Let the women say whatever the women gonna say. You a man. I don't know why it has to be a double standard. Women rule the world and we the kings. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. You want to be held up to this height. You want to be put on this pedestal. You want to be respected and revered. Then act in a manner that deserves that. Act in a manner that requires that. The way that you sit up here and you feel the need to be right and prove a point, and all of this is just aggravating to me. It's just so aggravating. Okay, I'm gonna get off it. I'm gonna get off it because I'm getting aggravated. Talking about you a doggone king, boy. Bye. They end up splitting them up, and the men go outside because Martell done Martelled up the doggone situation like only Martell can do. I ain't had to read down Martell this season like I've been wanting to, but I'm trying my best to stay off of his neck, but he want me to get on it. Okay. And so they split up. You got the men outside, the women inside, and they talk about how this whole little thing done went left. Tisha ends up coming back because Tisha and Marcel had left for a little bit, but they end up coming back. And Destiny says that, they have to work, that Melody has to work on her triggers. And I was like, yes, Destiny, yes. Because don't get me wrong, even though Martell was the one that popped this off, it aggravates me that Melody feeds into it. I get it. He is a asshole and he lies, and we know it. Like, you don't have to defend. Like, Melody, you have been vindicated. You don't have to defend yourself against him. You just don't. And she says, well, the issue is that we have triggers. And so, and Destiny told her, they said, everybody got triggers. Okay. Everybody got triggers. It's not on the next person how you react when your trigger is pushed. It's on you. And that's just the bottom line. I might be triggered by the color pink. It ain't on you to not wear pink around me. It's on me to get my dislike for the color pink in check when I'm around you. I can't spaz off the handle because you came in here with a pink dress on and I don't like pink. Even if you know I don't like pink. You get what I'm saying? So, Melody, you need to mature too. You need to mature too. Let me see these comments. Although Kimmy was martelling it up on this episode, I'm on her side. Oh, we finna get to it. They can't take petty number 1 Martell and petty number 2 Mel anywhere. They are irritating my soul. It's ridiculous at this point. It is honestly ridiculous. Like, I would not invite them anywhere. I would not. I love the messy production team for showing that beautiful beam footage of Martell lying yet again. But that's the thing. We know Martell is a liar. So there is no need, like, if you are arguing with a fool, a person across the room can't tell the difference. There's no need to argue with him. Period. And Martell the Mitch. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Not Martell hasn't been a man since he's been on this show. You said it. I ain't say it. Talking about he's a king. No, he's a court. A whole fool is what he is. A whole fool. All right. So then we get to the last little conversation. Y'all make sure that y'all are voting in the poll. The poll in the chat says, whose side are you on? Kimmy or Tisha? Let's get into it. They bring up the Destiny race. Destiny says, oh, yes, you bringing up my race? Since, the Scots love me, they done named the whole race after me. I thought that was funny. Destiny, baby, you think everybody doggone it. Kimmy and Maurice want you. Jalen wants you. Marceau and Tisha done named the whole race after you. Destiny, girl, you is popping, ain't you? You is popping. Okay. Anyway, so they go to talk about the Destiny race, and Tisha brings up that, well, I sent you all a text and I only got a response from Destiny and from Melody, so I just wanted to know, what was going on. And Kimmy says, well, I honestly, number one, I did sign up. I signed up on your website. I figured you saw that. She was like, yeah, but you didn't text back, or you didn't, call me or anything. And Kimmy says, well, to be honest with you, I didn't like the group text asking for sponsorship. I didn't appreciate that. And so they go, well, what? You didn't want to be in a group text with us? What, you don't like us? She says, no, it's not that. They're like, oh, okay, well, what is it? She said, no, it's not that. It's just that, in the past, Tisha has called me, even if she sent the group text. We've had a conversation outside of the group text, and so I just didn't like how we didn't have a call conversation like we normally have. And so then Tisha says, well, Kimmy, why didn't you call me then? And then Kimmy says, well, why didn't you call me? So Tisha says, well, so we're answering a question with a question now. She said, well, I'm gonna answer your question. Well, yes, I am, and I'll answer your question, but I want to know why you didn't call me like you normally would call me. And Tisha says that she noticed that she's always the one that calls. And so she made a conscious decision to stop calling first. And she realized that when she stopped being the first one to call, that the calls became less frequent. And so then Kimmy says, well, Tisha, I'm not a phone person. I'm not a call person. And so it's always been that way. I'm not arguing the fact that you've always called me more. That's just who you are. No one would say that I call anyone that much. So that's just how it's always been. So it's only time it's a problem is if you have a problem with me or whatever. And Tisha says, well, it's not that I have a problem. It's just that how does she bring up this event? She says, well, you're not a call person, and I suppose you're not a planning person either, because I haven't been invited to events that you planned. And then Kimmy says, well, I haven't planned anything. Teacher says, oh, well, then if you haven't planned anything, I have nothing to talk about. And so all of this is going on, and the women are like, wait a minute. The other women are like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, how about y'all just talk about the issue? And Tisha brings up this event that she wasn't invited to, but as the other ladies are trying to kind of ask and probe a bit more, well, what are you talking about? Tisha says, well, I'm not going to talk about it. She says she doesn't plan an event. So you know what? I'm just not going to talk about it. And I'm talking to her. I'm not talking to y'all, even though I brought this up in front of everybody. I'm not talking to y'all about it. All right, let's get into it. I'm looking at the votes, and so far, Kimmy, y'all are siding on Kimmy's side. Let's get into it. Overall, I'm siding on Kimmy's side. Let me start there. Overall, I am siding on Kimmy's side because I tend to side with Kimmy. However, I do feel like, Kimmy, if you felt the way that there was a text sent as a group, and well, let me think about this. Because I got to be true. I got to be honest. I got to be honest with how I would respond and how I would feel. Let me think about this as I ponder my thought. Y'all make sure that you like the video. Let me think. Me and my girlfriend have been on a rocky little relationship up and down. Now I'm used to her when she hosts an event, because we supposed to be so close, we supposed to be sisters, she would normally call me. Well, this time she just kind of grouped me in with the rest of the helpers that she don't really like, because I know she don't really care for Melody like that, or they're just now really getting back on the good foot. And then, I don't know her to have that much of a relationship with Destiny, and we already know Tiffany is just here being the messy girl, so she done grouped me in with these girls, and then text me. And not only did she text me about this event, which normally she would call me for, she's texting me asking me for some money. Versus now, if you want my money, then I would think that you would call me and ask me, because that's how you get donorship. You have connections with people, and I suppose we're supposed to be closer than that. So yeah, that might would have had aggravated me, now that I think about it. I had to go through the thought process, y'all. Give me a second. That might would have aggravated me. Now what now? So I understand Kimmy being a little bit like, this is different. This is weird. Now let me go through the thought process. Would I call her after that, or would I just let it slide? Let me think. Get my phone. Look at it. Well, that's just okay. For the sake of knowing how things have been going between them, I probably would have called. I probably would have. I understand why Kimmy didn't, but for the sake of just knowing Tisha and knowing how sensitive she is, I probably would have called, just to be like, you know what? Let me not be in my feelings. Let me call. I would not have brought it up. I would not have brought it up in this moment. I probably would not have, if I had not already talked to her. Because if I felt the need to bring it up in this group setting, then I would have called her. I understand Tisha saying that she's not a call person. I'm not a call person, so I get it. And I don't think that Kimmy did anything necessarily wrong. I completely get where she's coming from in it. But I feel like we know how Tisha is, and just to appease her, I probably would just been like, all right, here, let me just call her and let her know, girl, I'm coming. But then again, I don't know, because she did still sign up for it on the website. So I mean, I told you I was coming. So what are we arguing about, really? Really? I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me. Like I said, I side with Kimmy because I tend to side with Kimmy. And then the whole thing about it is Kimmy was being so like, mellow. She was being so mellow in this interaction. She was trying to be so mellow in this interaction. And she said, I agreed with her, saying, well, Tisha, you're always the one that calls me. You just call me more. So I just don't, because Tisha seems like she is the one that would be a bit more needy. But I also have been that friend that realized, wait, I'm always the one that calls. And when I stop calling, we stop talking. So you know what? I'm going to stop calling. I've been that friend. So I've been that in that same place that Tisha was at. I've been that friend. Look, y'all, I'm torn. I can see it from both sides. I need y'all to vote in the poll. I need to see what my people is thinking, because I can see it from both sides. I've been that person that was like, you know what? I'm noticing a pattern that I'm always the one to reach out, or when you reach out to me with a problem. And so I'm going to stop reaching out as much. And so, and you have that right. I feel Tisha on that. However, I don't know. However, if you're asking for a donation and you're asking for sponsorships, that to me is something that you should be asking. Like, it should not be a text. Even if it is with this group of people, that should not be a text. That should be a call. That should be a, hey, I'm doing this event, because you asking for some monies. So you should call. I'm on Kimmy's side. That's it. Final verdict for me. I'm on Kimmy's side. Let me see what y'all are saying down in the chat. I had to sit up here and ponder for us. I had to go back and forth. Then we're going to get on this last little piece of the conversation, because that last little piece of the conversation, I was completely on Kimmy's side. Tisha was dead wrong. But let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. We all know poor little Tink Tisha has a 5-year-old brain. So her taking it to elementary school isn't anything new for me. Oh, you just be, I tell you. Kimmy was waiting on Tisha to call like she usually would. Tisha always calls. And so, I mean, I get that part. I get that part. I mean, like, if I'm used to you calling, that's like me and my mama. My mama always called me. My mama always called me. I'm surprised my mama ain't called me now while I'm on live, because, you know, she always called me when I'm on live. So, I mean, you know, I'm just used to you doing what you normally do. Elle says people cater to Tisha too much. People do, especially we see it a lot in her families. We definitely see it. The side chick didn't have anything to say to Tisha. What side chick? What we talking about? What's going on? Tarika, hi Tarika, says, please don't ask me for money or donations in the group text, knowing we haven't been in the best place. Do you know what? That's what I'm saying. Tarika, is it Tarika? I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. You know, if you're going to ask for my coinage, if you're going to ask for my support financially, the least you could do, though, is call me, because, you know, call me. Yeah, I agree. And normally you would call me anyway, so I don't understand the issue. I am Kimmy and my friend. No, I don't call that often. So they call me more than I call them. My god sister tells people all the time, look, if you want to know how Joe is doing, you better call her. It's no shade. And some people are just like that. Some people are the people you got to call. For the most part, I completely understand, Kimmy, because I am not that person. Like, unless sometimes people fall in my spirit. That's what I say. I'm from the South. Sometimes people fall in my spirit, and if you fall in my spirit, then I will take the time to call you and reach out and call you. That don't mean I'm gonna call you all the time. Sometimes it's just, if you fall in my spirit, I'm gonna call you. Ain't no love lost. Ain't no issue with it. Ain't no bad blood. But I think it is more because they've already had this kind of rocky ground. And I think the thing with Tisha is she keeps wanting to find Tisha normally keeps wanting to find an issue with them within their friendship. It tends to be Tisha that keeps trying to find an issue to hoard over their friendship, which is why she brings up this event that Kimmy's supposed to be planning, that Kimmy is legit like, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? We ain't seen Kimmy do no event yet. We ain't seen Kimmy do no event yet. We haven't seen a plan, nothing. So what this event that Tisha knows about that Kimmy hasn't talked to her about, I don't understand. And at this point, y'all are sitting here having a conversation. Tisha, just talk like an adult. That's what aggravates me about Tisha. It's because she has an issue, right? She'll have an issue, and she'll feel a type of way, but she won't say anything. Then she'll be passive aggressive about it and hold on to it and not just clear it up. And we've seen her do that over and over and over again. Just like when it came to Tiffany and what Tiffany did at her little vow renewal, or at her whatever. Like, you felt the way about Tiffany and what she said, but you're not going to say it to her. You're going to say it to everybody around her. And when Tiffany straight up asked you if you felt the way, you deny it. Kimmy is straight up asking you, Kimmy and the rest of the women are straight up asking you, well, what is it that you feel like slighted about, so we can just air it out and be done with it? This should not be that much of an issue. And Kimmy says that this is what I'm talking about. This is what's exhausting. Hey, Keisha, thank you for dropping by. This is what's exhausting when it comes to dealing with you, because you have an issue and you just won't be woman enough to say what your issue is. And I would not be trying to figure out what Tisha's issue is. Either we good or we not. Either you like me or you don't. Like, either you want me to come and support your destiny walk or you don't. why are we doing this? Side note, you guys, the link is down in the chat. If you want to come in and sound off about tonight's episode, you have you can click the link and join me. I'm going to catch up on these comments. Elle says that was a joke referencing Tisha kept it up inferring Kimmy was side chick. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, side chick. Oh, right. Okay, I get it. The side chick don't have nothing. See, I was slow. I get it now. I was like, who a side chick? What? Exactly. You gotta fall in my spirit because we grown. We have lives and responsibilities. So who has time to be calling people like we're in high school? Girl, by Tisha knows how their relationship works. And that's the thing too, like Tisha just seems like such a needy friend. And this isn't like, not just in this situation, but just in general, Tisha just seems like such a needy friend. And I think it's probably exhausting for Kimmy. Like, it probably is. I was straight up crazy the way Tisha tried to pull a Merso Jedi mind game and it failed. If you don't want to admit to it, right? But she ain't silver tongued like her husband. She trying to learn, but she ain't quite got it. She ain't quite there. Poor little Tink Tink needs to take her emotions or on the real corporate instead of acting as if Kimmy owes her something. Your husband owes you a lot more than he's giving you, and you just sit there. And that's what aggravates me. It's like she gets so butthurt at Kimmy, and it's like at this point, if I were Kimmy, I would have nothing. Like, I can't do any good. Like, everything I do is wrong in Tisha's eyes. Everything, every statement I make, every comment I make, every way I respond, every way I don't respond, it's always an issue for Tisha, and that is exhausting in a friendship. So I would just let this friendship be on the back burner, which I think is probably where Kimmy is. Yeah, I always listen to what somebody put. When you drop down in my spirit, I got. Side note, this funny. This is just so funny. Well, we talk about people dropping down in the spirit. I was out getting me a Firehouse sub today, and one of my best friends from high school fell in my spirit while I was out getting my food. Just random. I was listening to YouTube, and just randomly, I just thought about her. Then, and she does not. I lost her phone number. And she doesn't have social media. So I have not talked to her in like a year. But she just randomly fell in my spirit. Y'all, how about I get home and I look on my YouTube and she commented under one of my YouTube videos. And then she ended up creating, because she hadn't had the Instagram. She ended up creating the Instagram and had followed me today. And I was like, that is so funny, because she had just fell in my spirit. I ended up calling her. We had been on the phone for 2 hours. Okay, like, hey, just catching up. I just side note, random. Yeah, for random. She tries more for her girlfriends than she does her husband, the one who she should require ish from. I'm just saying. Kimmy also treated Tisha like she did Miss Wonder when Miss Wonder was I saw on social media. Kimmy, tell me what the F you saw showing Tisha ass just like her mom. Exactly. Tisha is a mini Wanda now. Tisha is a mini Wanda. Like, if you ain't gonna give me the receipts, then don't bring it up. Don't bring me this hearsay. Don't bring me this, well, I was thinking and I was feeling like, no, don't bring me none of that. Bring me the receipts. And if you can't do that, then you have no issue. We have no reason to be mad. None. Thick girl, I see you in the back. I'm finna bring you up. Everybody, if you have not done so already, y'all know what to do. Thick girl. Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yep, I hear you. Oh, what happened?
You heard me? I'm gonna come back in. My phone breaking up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
I can't hear you though. I'm gonna come back in.
Okay, go out. Come back in. Kimmy is tell me what party that I'm not inviting you to. Tisha look foolish. Like seriously, if I plan something, we ain't seen Kimmy playing nothing. We ain't seen Kimmy do nothing this whole season. In all honesty, what is Kimmy's storyline? In all honesty, no shade to Kimmy. I love her. I would never want her to leave the show. But in all honesty, what is Kimmy's storyline? She ain't did nothing to nobody on this show. But Tisha has an issue now. Now, had Tisha said, well, like I said, when Tisha said, well, I realized that I was always the one reaching out, so I decided to kind of fall back a little bit. Okay, that's understandable. I ain't got no issue with that. All right, cool. But you talking about planning and this, that, and the third, like, planning what, Tisha? Planning what? You and this part of the reason why Kimmy don't want to be over there on Scott Manor, honey. She don't want to be dealing with you and your antics and your mama's antics all the doggone time. No. Kimmy is a nurse, a realtor, and takes no time to play with Tisha at all. She a caterer, she a baker, a lipstick maker, a mom, a wife. Kimmy is all these things outside of just being Tisha's friend, okay? All these things. In my opinion, Tisha doesn't like Kimmy for whatever reason that she won't say, which is why she creates these issues within their relationship. By Tisha, just aggravating for no reason. That's all it is. Tisha just needs to call a thing, call a spade a spade. You don't see it for Kimmy anymore. And their friendship has not been the same. Why did their friendship mess up? Because Kimmy was being neutral between Tisha and Melody. What was wrong with her being neutral? Meanwhile, like I said a while ago, y'all, I can't find the receipt at the moment, but I've said a while ago, Tisha's the main one. You want Kimmy to be your sister. You hollering about sister, but then you kikiing with Kyle behind Kimmy's back. But I'm supposed to be all in your face trusting you. You joking, calling me a side chick, like Elle said, you joking, calling me a side chick and all of this kind of stuff, but I'm supposed to be all up in your face? No. Ain't gonna happen. They started off real good. And then it don't help because we already know Tisha is very impressionable. So it don't help that her mama probably in her ear on top of that. Tisha just aggravating for no reason. That's all it is. Tisha just needs to call a thing, call us. You don't see it for Kimmy anymore. And their friendship has not been the same. Hold on. Mess up because Kimmy was being neutral between her and between Tisha and Melody. Oh, you do. I hear me talking. Said see that at the moment, but I don't know what's going on tonight, thick girl. You hollering about sister. But then you keep keying with Kyle behind Kimmy's back. Oh, wait. I can't mute you. Hold on. Okay. Elle says, it started at the first reunion when Mel said they were talking about her calling her post queen. Right. So when Kimmy told the truth. It started when Kimmy told the truth. It started when Kimmy told the truth. Ain't that something to be mad about? Don't that just aggravate the devil when you tell the truth? Like what? S. McNeil says neither. You are on neither side. Understandable. I mean, hey, tell me why. Tell me why you are on neither side. Tell me why down in the chat. It's McNeil says, I ain't on nobody's side. They both wrong. Or they both right. Like I said, as I sat here and pondered, I could see it from both people's side. However, I side more with Kimmy just because Kimmy just seems to be more logical for me. All right. Thick girl, is it gonna work this time?
I'm it's about the last time. If you don't, we love each other. We already know. I don't know what's going on.
At least we can hear you this time.
Your girl Tisha lunching as always. She went all the way to elementary school. Well, if you say it's nothing, and I'm not going to say, girl, if you don't shut up and stop playing with somebody that's not Marceau, He not letting her go back to that damn therapist office, but a couple of more times, like you said, because he's hitting too much on the head, and he's got her little wheels turning, and he don't like that. Cause
she need to leave whatever they talk about in that therapy session between her and the therapist if she know what's good for her.
Exactly, because when she said, "I guess he only got me for sex," I'm like, "What? What? I ain't never been married, but I ain't never just been with nobody. There ain't nobody ever. I ain't never felt like I was with somebody for sex. Like what the what? 15 years, and all you are is sex, girl. Please, that's a relationship you really need to reevaluate." Martell and Mel are on my last goddamn nerve.
Yes.
Mel,
Absolutely.
like I love you, Mel. Like you said, you are vindicated. What do you keep on going back and forth with this man for? What are you proving? Nothing. It's over. Done. Kaput. You won.
Nothing. They have nothing to prove. We watched it. We watched it.
Girl, give him the coleslaw and go on with your life. I'm glad they talked to the kids, but I knew that was going to turn into some kind of argument before it was over.
Well, it
Like,
didn't. Surprisingly, it didn't.
Only because Martell did not engage. If Martell would have went with her, Mel was aiming for an argument. You could hear it in the way she was talking. But don't downplay me. Okay, I wasn't downplaying you. I'm just saying that if Martell would have took it there, it would have been one. Mel be doing a lot too. It don't just be Martell. And I hate saying that.
It's equal. It's equal.
Yeah, I hate being able to say something good about Martell. He get on my he irks my soul. But yeah, Mel, you got too much going on for all that. You know who you are. You know what you got. You know what you're doing. Girl, you won. And you got rid of and you got rid of it. Be happy.
I agree. It is what it is with them. It is.
Y'all anniversary was this episode, but y'all got remarried 2 episodes ago. Who that? Why? What? Y'all the most backwardest people I've ever seen in my life. Get married.
Let the Whitlows have their moment. Let the Whitlows have their moment now.
No,
they did the vow renewal to try to save face for Tisha after they done set her up for the open door.
It didn't save face because she still was embarrassed, and she's still embarrassed to this day. And they look crazier from trying to renew some vows at 11 months, and you ain't even had your anniversary yet. Girl.
Elle has a question for you, thick girl. She says, what do you think about the daughter saying they saw Martell and Arion in the elevator? How they in the elevator and Martell did not see them? Mel showed that baby Arion's page. What you think?
I was like, what? And the little girl ain't holler daddy or nothing. Like, I don't know kids that see their father, and as much as them kids love their father, she ain't try to go to her father. She ain't call her, she ain't tell her father on the phone, Daddy, I saw you today. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of suspect to me. If she saw him in the house, she saw him. How she know it was a hotel? Why was you at the hotel with your daughter? Like, it's a lot of questions with that. Why y'all was at the hotel?
I just feel sorry for the children. I really do.
Because
the children know exactly what's going on. That's why the little girl said in the episode that she don't want a step parent because she already know.
No, right. And then grandma next week talking about something. She just talk about your daddy. Why would you say that? Lady, you need to be talking to your hairdresser, not the dang on kids about them. You need to be talking about why they keep letting you buy them wigs. That's what you need to be talking about. Mind your business. Don't no grandmother say that to their grandkids. Oh, she just talking about your daddy. What?
Oh.
No. Ask the Chinese people about another wig. Because you go to the beauty supply store and get them wigs. Them are synthetic. Will catch you. Yes, Ronald McDonald wigs. She need to cool it. Goddamn, I told her she just talk about your daddy. That's just wrong. You don't do stuff. You don't say that to nobody's child.
You don't say it to the children, but the children probably already know. I'm just saying.
Okay, but if they asking questions at that time, they must didn't know something because they wouldn't have asked the question. So it was
Valid.
not her place to give the child an answer like that. She needs to
Yes,
be
and leave
answering
Miss Marlene alone.
that wig and that half a lipstick she be having on her lip. That's what she need to be answering questions about. And then we'll
Oh
try to go
hell.
in next week. Girl, please, lady, please.
Oh no.
And Wanda goes, we're just trying to ask a question. What is that? That's not even a word, lady.
Oh, well, I'm just
I'm
asking
better
a
than
question.
all
I'm just asking a
I'm
question.
gonna go dress and still use the spritz and black gel. No, you not better than nobody.
I was asking a question. The producers want the whole drama, and the narcissist Martell wants to anger Melody. Yeah.
I love when
Yeah,
Melanie
but at
says,
this point, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this back and forth. I'm sick of this round and round. I'm sick of y'all rehashing who did what, who said what, who divorced who. It's over. It's
child, but the
over.
producers was with it. They was with it. She said, put it right here. Put it in the part when he lied back. They were like, okay, here we go. Here you go with
Well,
the footage.
they waiting
Yeah.
on it.
Messy ass.
They had their finger on the trigger, just like me.
Yeah. They just as messy as the RHOP producers. Messy.
So
And
overall, what do you think about tonight's episode?
at first, it was like it was a filler episode basically, but it was some good parts to it.
I feel like we got some good discussion going. We got some good discussion.
Yeah, but they just need to keep. I'm not inviting both of y'all to nothing I have because y'all not gonna keep messing it.
Never no
No,
more. Never no more.
no.
They done messed up every anniversary so far. Now we just gotta let mess
Exactly.
with Kimmy and Maurice.
Maybe that's what Kimmy planned, and then she did not send out the invitation to them. So mind your business, Tisha.
Maybe it was a secret. She was gonna tell you about it later.
Hey, mind your business, Tisha. Or she wasn't inviting you or them. One of the two.
Oh, that might have been the real tea.
Messing up on these people. They spending money on this stuff. The hell no. It turned into the Martell and Mel show. Every damn show. It goes to them.
It does. It does.
But that's
And
all
it was Tiffany that started this off. It was Tiffany that got it jumping.
Number one, she's always the culprit.
That's
She
why I don't like
started
her. I ain't gonna
everything.
lie to you. She ain't gotta come back.
Because she's taking her spot. Destiny can't even be messy no more. What does Destiny have now? Nothing. Because Tiffany's giving all the mess.
I don't want to see her back. I'm sorry. Her and her Jerry curl can go back to where she came from.
Her why hip number 2 can come on sometimes when he talking to Martell because he gets Martell together. They need that because he don't listen to Masu. He pay Masu no attention. Lewis be like, look, man, they might got time for this shit.
And that's why Lewis will never be in the pack though, because he got too much sense.
he was like, look, man, like this my anniversary. Without saying that, he was saying that without saying, like, look, we ain't doing this today. Not today. Not today.
Martell
Let's go outside.
They're ruining it, acting like a Mitch for no reason.
It shouldn't be double standards. No. Stop being a female. You are a girl. Like no man does that. It's not right. It's not fair. Really? With your tight, no wonder you wear them tight clothes. On my nerves.
I ain't want to get on Martell too much, but he's just so aggravating to me. You
can't help it. He makes you get on him.
He's just so aggravating.
Always whining about something. God damn, dude.
What video, L? What about Marcus posting his video? What video Marcus done posted? What I done missed?
Who is Marcus?
Marcus is Melody's brother.
Oh, what he post?
I don't know. I'm finna go look. Let me look.
We be
Let
in
me
the
go.
streets and we ain't neither one of us heard about it. That's
I
crazy.
ain't heard about it. Y'all know I be in the streets. Wait a minute. I don't even
Oh,
know.
we see each other in the streets at all times, so we know we be out here. But we
I don't
missed this.
I don't even know how to find. I don't follow him, so I don't know where the video would
L, what did
be.
he say?
What he
What did he
said, L.
say, L? And what's Mel?
It
What's his
says
last
Mel's
name?
video of him with a poster board with a line down the middle showing his traits against Martell. I have not seen that. I
What
have
is
not
his name?
seen
What's his whole
that.
name? Because we don't know
Look,
Mel
hold
old name,
on.
last name.
I'm finna go around here looking.
Girl, you know I got another phone in my hand trying to look up something
I'm
too.
finna be nosy. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can do a little research and come across something. Let me go to, I assume she would be following him. I assume. All right, let's scroll. Let's see what I can come across here. Y'all give me a second. Let's take a quick little commercial break while I go do a little bit of snooping. Give me 1 second. What commercial we gonna do? Let's take a quick little commercial break. Hold on. Okay. All right. I found this page. All right.
What's his name?
give me a second. I done found this page. All
What's
right.
his name?
It's Mini Mark. Let me
Mini
see.
Mark.
I put his at name in the chat there.
I can't see
Let me
it. You
look.
know I'm on the screen.
Oh, hold on. I'll put it on the back chat for you. Hold on. Here you go. That's his at name on the Instagram. Let me see what he got going on. Look, you got me out here doing some research. Hold on now. What's going on? Videos. What is this? I don't see nothing. Elle, you gonna have to send me the video. Cause here I don't see nothing but vacation pics and real estate stuff. Look, I don't. He must have erased the video. Look, now I'm gonna have to start following him. Look, I be out here looking in these doggone streets now. I don't see nothing but beach life. Oh shoot, I ain't trying to. I don't be trying to like stuff. I just be lurking. I'm terrible. I am terrible. I don't see it though. And I don't see nothing on his story for today. So I done missed it. Oh, he an alpha. I didn't know
Type his
that.
name in the back again, B.
Hold on, okay. Hold on. Here you go. Here's his name. I got it down in the chat. Let me see if I can
Okay.
Google and see Marcus. What was Marcus's name? Bland. Martell. Let's see what we got here. Let's do a little bit more deep dive. Y'all know I will be searching.
I did press follow for that.
Okay. Hold on. What does it say? Let me see. It says here, Lil Martell had a lot to say about his ex-wife Melody Holt, although they seemed like a power couple during the first and click next for details. Where's the next at? One of the people Martell seemed to take issue with when it comes to watching the Holt children is Melody's brother Marcus. Well, Marcus had a lot to say in response to the last episode, and he dragged Martell too.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, where is the app? Give me the receipt. It say click next. Well, where is the next button? Empress Radio. Thank you, Terica. Help me find it, girl. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. Because y'all know I love the tea in the mix.
We messy.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
messy. We be
Marcus had a lot to say on Instagram Live. It says, I'm gonna put the link to this too down in the chat. This is an article I done found on Urban Bell. Okay, so it says well, Marcus had something to say about Martell's comments in the past. Marcus had a lot to say. Okay, it says, so the thing tonight was about my sister having people keep the kids. So I guess I kept them for 3 hours while she went to a meeting or something. I don't remember. Then she came back. We went swimming. So it sounds like the dude has a problem with the kids being around me. Then it was said, I don't want all these people influencing my kids. He added, I'm sitting here thinking, is it something wrong with me that's bad, that's causing a person to not want children or their children to be around me? So let me explain to y'all a couple of things. My oldest sister has 2 kids. One is 15 years younger than me, so he is 38. He's older than the boy that I'm talking about now. He lived with me for a school year. I kept him when he was a baby before I graduated and went to college. Marcus wanted to make it clear that the children he's helped raise are now successful adults. Quote, my other, is this the video? Hold on.
you will find it, girl.
Hold on. Okay. We finna watch the video. I ain't finna do all this reading. We finna watch the video. Hold on. Let me pull this up. How y'all got me acting like this tonight? I wasn't supposed to do this tonight. I was gonna get on here and talk my mess and go on home. But look at y'all.
We did that. We did that too. We did that too. You ain't did it. We did that.
Is it this one? Okay. Share audio. Share. Okay, let me make it big for y'all. Let me drop down this. Okay. All right. Let's play.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. Okay, so I don't know if you all know it or not, but it's really way past my bedtime. Actually, I get up in about 4 o'clock. So
Can I make this? I like the double speed stuff. Give me a second.
I just did a whole video and put it on the wrong page, so I had to delete it. So then I started praying. I was like, God, is you telling me not to say what I was going to say? So I got so embarrassed. Now I'm trying to decide, should I say what I want to say anyway, but I think I'm going to still say it. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to have fun with it this time. So the situation of Marriage Huntsville. And my name came up again. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, I'm tired of hearing my name. Like, why do you keep saying my name? Like, dang, say my name, say my name. Something wrong with me. You keep saying my name. It's like, now here. I have that name, your alter ego, they said it's Marcus. I mean, like, what's up with that? But anyway, so the thing tonight was about my sister having people keep the kids. Mm-hmm. So I guess I kept her for 3 hours while she went to a meeting or something. I don't remember. Yeah, she came back and so it sounds like the dude has a problem with the kids being around me. So then they said, I don't want all these influencing my kids. So, I'm sitting thinking like something's wrong. This dad is causing this person to not want children or their children to be around me. So let me explain to y'all a couple of things. My older sister has 2 kids. One is 15 years younger than me, so he is 38. He's older than the boy that I'm talking about now. He lived with me for a school year. I kept him when he was a baby before I graduated and went to college. My other nephew, which is his brother, is 28, 29, I guess. He lived with me. The oldest one is married with 5 kids. The youngest one has 2 kids. And they're doing very well. So another sister, Ivy, her kids come stay with me every summer. And it's never been a problem. So it's just interesting to me that this dude has a problem with some kids being around me, like something's wrong with me. And I'm like, no, it's not me, it's you, dude. You the asshole. It's not me, because people that have been around me have all been successful. Turned out to be pretty good. And those kids have been around me when they show out. The oldest one, 38. Other one is 28, 29 or something like that. When they did something wrong, they got a whooping. One was living with me. I was a teacher in Fulton County. He was in school in Fulton County, threw an airplane at the teacher. I left the school, went to the school, got him, took him home, and whooped his behind. Didn't have no more problems with him and throwing something at a teacher. One thing about me, I don't play with kids at all. I never have, and I never will. When I taught school, you talk to my students, they'll tell you I joked around, and they knew that I cared about them and loved them, but I didn't play. When I say I want them to do something, I wanted them to do it. So what I'm going to do is show a little comparison. You know, I'm a teacher, so I like to do visuals. So I'll put this up here and let you guys see it in just a minute, because I know if I put it this way, it's going to be backwards. So I'm gonna have to flip this thing around. And after I do this, I'm going to bed, because I'm normally up at 4 o'clock to go to the gym. But I couldn't even sleep because I just got pissed off. And it's sad that I let an asshole piss me off. Somebody who has nothing going for him, who ain't about nothing. And everybody knows that and can see it. But I'm gonna flip this thing around real quick so you can see. Hopefully I can do it right and you can see what I'm writing. So up here, can y'all see my board? No. Okay, it's the wrong way. Okay, right here. So we got Mr. Asshole. He have a BS degree.
Wait, I'm sorry. I had to stop. He done named him the asshole. Okay, that was it. You go.
In 2008, I think he was probably in his middle 20s when he finally graduated from school. You got me, the one who I guess is a bad influence, BS in accounting. And just stick with me for a few minutes. I just want to show you something. And people know I don't even do this. Let's go with the masters of ed first, because I don't really boast about anything that I do. I just do it and let my work speak for me. Education specialist, leadership, and admin. All right, so, right there.
Oh, wait, is it muted? Y'all can't hear him? Y'all can't hear him? Wait, let me see. Let me make sure we can hear him now. Wait, let me see. Let me make sure we can hear him.
That's not even all of it. There's some more I could put up there, but I'll just stop there. So then I was looking, the dude, asshole, took real estate courses. I checked Alabama, no license. So basically a failure. Even at that, you've been a failure. Real estate over here since 2005. Broker now. Own business. Licensed. Alabama and Georgia.
You better come with the
so that's the
facts.
one you don't want to have a bad influence on somebody. All right, let's go a little bit further.
You better go with your credentials.
I think it got started around 2009. Disbanded. Okay, let's go up here. You taught school for 2 years. You could even stick with that. I did it for 27 and retired from it. But you don't want kids to be around me because of influence. Let's go a little bit further. Let's talk about home building business. I don't even know what it's called because I really don't care. Normally, I don't care. Home building business. Disbanded.
Disbanded.
In existence, probably if my sister didn't have the darn license to get whatever needed to be done because she was the intelligent one. Running around here talking about what you do, who you are. You can't even pass a simple ass test. Dumbass. All right. So over here, I did say I have a travel. Okay. Yeah. Travel agency. Since 2008. Still in existence. You can't keep a business for 10 years. All right.
Still here. It ain't disbanded.
Asshole, marriage. Disbanded. You can't even keep a marriage together. Okay. Over here. Relationship. 14. Married. 6. At least it's stability. You don't even have stability. All right, let's keep going a little bit further. Criminal. ATM. And I'll say this, where there is fire. Where there is smoke, my bad. I just told you I'm sleepy. There is fire. So we can say, oh, when no charges, da. We know it's some fire somewhere. All right. Never been in handcuffs. But you don't want children to be around me because of a bad influence. All right, let's keep going. So yeah. Gay. And you're always talking about you support the LGBT community and all this bull, but you really don't, because that's the whole purpose why you say you don't want the kids around me. I'm assuming because that's a bad influence. Whatever they are, they're going to be regardless of me. I grew up with a mom and a daddy, a mom and a stepdaddy, but I still turned out how I am. They grew up with a whore, an asshole, a narcissist, and a failure. And they're going to be who they're going to be. Hopefully, you won't influence them. Because when I look at the two and compare the two, to me, one looks better than the other. What y'all think? Let me flip this thing around. Now I'm going to be arrogant.
Oh, Lord.
One look better than the other. even at 53 in December.
Why he going in on him like that, Jesus? He ain't got to do him like that.
That little thing about 41, wearing them children clothes, looking a mess. So I look better on paper and in person. Take that. So when you don't want kids to be around me, think about this right here. I want you to think about that every time you got a problem with influence. And then you check my record with my nieces and nephews, not your children, my other nieces and nephews. And let's talk about how successful all of them are and how well they turned out being around me. And they respect me. And when I tell them to do something, even at 30-something years old, they do what I tell them to do because the respect is there. Now, if you want to raise some fools that don't respect adults, that's on you. But they can't be around me. Because when I tell a child to do something, whoever it is, niece, nephew, cousin, somebody across the street, they're going to do what I ask them to do because it would never be something that'll hurt them. Unlike what you've done to hurt them. Destroy a marriage, destroy a home. I can just keep going, but I ain't going to do it because I got to get up at 4 in the morning. I got to go to the gym. Anyway. And let me say this. How you put this thing back on me? If you say something trying to be a smart ass, I'm going to let you know I know people from the north, the south, the east, and the west. I've been in this thing for about 30-something years. I'm going to pull out every video and every picture that I got that concerns you and the situations that you've been in. Why you so concerned and got a problem with gay people. I think I know why you got a problem with gay people. I think I know. I'll just show it next time. So anyway, you guys, y'all have a good night. Maybe I can go to sleep now and get some rest because I let her ass mess up my whole night. I'm normally sleep by 9:30. Anyway, pray my strength.
Loud, the word.
Not cutting your strength after you done did all that.
The word of the night is disbanded.
You called that man a whore, an asshole, a narcissist, and I couldn't read the last one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The north, the south, the east. Martell, you shut up. You don't do that man alone.
Do him like that. He had to do him like that. That just tickled my soul. Y'all don't know if y'all see me. I was over here crying. I don't know why him
tell Mel to shut up. You better tell Marcus to be quiet because Marcus done let it all out.
Marcus done read him down. I don't know why this bandit had me tickled so bad.
God.
Your marriage disbanded. Oh, I'm sorry. It tickled me.
He said that man ain't even got a real estate license.
Ooh, he don't. He know why Melody had to go do everything. Oh my God.
Martell is a fraud. That nigga said his damn landscaping business was disbanded.
Disbanded. Disbanded. This house buildings disbanded.
Child. Marcus, oh my God.
He done came out there with his teacher whiteboard. Oh, bring it out here for credentials, honey.
That man say maybe now he can go to sleep.
Look, right, while we talking about somebody being in your spirit, supposed to be in my spirit for good things. I don't want to have to get on here and read nobody like that.
Child, he gonna leave Marcus alone. He better leave Marcus alone. He don't want you.
That thing just tickled me just dead. Look, I can't. My stomach hurt. My stomach hurt. I don't know why this bandit tickled me so bad. Oh, that just tickled me. Yeah, he ain't playing about no kids. And Marcus is telling the truth though. At the end of the day, his issue is with the fact
it's because he's gay.
Amen. That is his issue, and he ain't trying to say it, but he's insinuating it while he keeps talking about why he don't want them kids over there.
But try to act like that's not it.
Mm-hmm. He gonna sleep good. he gonna rest well.
The mama and the stepdaddy, and I still turned out the way I did. And they got an asshole for a father, so I hope they don't turn out like you.
Marcus, oh my goodness.
You should have known. You don't come for the game, because they will read you. They all know how to read. I'm trying to tell you. You mess with the wrong one. You mess with the wrong one. And I'm glad he got you together. See, Mel, you ain't even got to do all that, Mel. Just call your brother. You ain't even got to do all that, girl. He got you.
Marcus say he know where the bodies are buried.
Wipe the floor with him.
Marcus say he know where the bodies are buried. Okay. Don't play with Marcus. Right. Don't play with Marcus.
I'm telling you now, if you say something, I know where everything is. I know if it's in the east, west. Okay, he gave us all the quadrants of the goddamn globe. He's not playing with you.
Here I go. Look, that's it. I'm finna end the live because I can't top Marcus. I can't top Marcus. I can't top the whiteboard. I can't do it.
Well, you see, you always talk about me, but that's when the allegedly sign should have been out. You should have just allegedly signed up there and left it, because that man said way more than I ever said.
All things expressed were not the views of Besto Styling. Not the views of Besto Styling. I don't want no smoke.
Those were all Marcus's thoughts, Marcus.
Oh, that just tickled me. Y'all done acted up tonight. I'm gonna blame. Who was the one? Elle, you was the one that brought it up. I was just gonna end the chat just like you was the one that brought it up.
That was the messiest of the messiest, Elle. Now you know you wrong, Elle.
You know you wrong for that.
But we thank you.
I ain't mad though. Come back next week.
We can all go to bed.
Oh my goodness, I'm asleep just as good as Marcus do. I'm asleep. I'm gonna rest well tonight.
And we learned the new word for Martell. Disbanded. Martell disbanded hope.
Disbanded. Oh my God, that just tickled me. Okay, look, Elle, you done gave me a good laugh. You done gave me a good laugh for the night. Lord have mercy. I'm finna get off here. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Y'all know I'm hungry. Y'all know I'm hungry.
I was just about to say, well, B can eat and then go to bed, because she ain't going to bed before she eat her something.
Y'all know I'm hungry. I'm finna go get me some food. And I'm finna go to bed. Oh God, thank you, thick girl, for joining tonight.
I bet we can disband this live.
This live is disbanded. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much for joining in. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live. Please. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, I've been too tickled. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight for my Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I do this every Saturday night after the show. Y'all make sure y'all have y'all notification bells on. Share this video out if you had a good time. Share it with somebody that can get a good laugh, honey. And tomorrow I will be on live for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I am officially disbanded this live, and I'll see y'all next time. Let's get a little commercial to bring us on out, honey. Which commercial we gonna do? Let's get a little commercial to send us on home.
Remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm gonna be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year, because y'all have definitely been riding with me.
If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/BeStokedStyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys, so make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos.